Day Blitz and Rapid Chess stream here on Lichess and Twitch. International Master William Paschall, along with Ponda, and hello. Oh, I think I'm in the wrong place. I thought this was a gaming channel. Oh no, my name is Matsuko. Hello. No, sorry, I thought this was a gaming channel. Okay, let Panda talk. Wow, that was weird. Alright, we'll let the Panda. Hey guys, what's that other bear doing here? This is ridiculous, right? He's not even black and white. Welcome everybody to my chess stream here. International Master William Paschall, welcome to Twitch and Lichess. We're going to be playing 5+, you could say it, Matsuko. I'll let this little guy say the time controls. Well, he said we're going to play 5+3 through 7+3, okay? So that's the challenge time, guys. 5+3 through 7+3. And no, I'm not crazy. This was just a request that someone very dear to myself asked me to let Matsuko do an introduction on the stream. So there it is. Even though he's not black and white, he's still a bear. Oh well. All right. Anyway, we've got challenges here from 3 players: Morwa, Nil Swint, and Juicebox Wizard. Welcome, Masturbate. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of stuffed animal comedy. We've got Morwa up first. He's a tough player, and I'm a little scared. Right, Matsuko? He's a little bit scared. This guy's pretty tough. He's pretty tough. I've seen the games. Wait, yeah. All right, no, seriously. All right, Bear. You're out of here for now. We're going to play the Caro-Kann. Let the black and white bear deal with the chess stuff, okay? E4, C6, D4, D5. Morwa, I think, played an exchange variation last time. I'm not sure he's really got like a set variation. Maybe he plays the main line too. Come to think of it, I think he's played more than one thing. Who's a dog? He's not a dog. How do you say in actually, I don't know, in German, but how is it in German for bear? In Hungarian, it's like a familiar name, which is like Matzi or Matsko. So he's actually a teddy bear, this guy. E takes D, C takes D. We've had this before. I think Morwa might have played a main line against me once too. So I don't know. Do you speak German or like Italian? By the way, S4. I wasn't sure what your native language is there. All right. So knight f3, knight c6. And it's like a Queen's Gambit in reverse. A Queen's Gambit exchange variation. It looks like a dog. You look like a dog, dude. Hello. Yeah. I look like a dog? Maybe a little bit, but I'm really a teddy bear. I just lost all my hair. Alright. Niels Skinner in Danish, it's Bjorn. Oh, Bjorn. Bjorn Borg. Alright. So bishop f4, aggressive move. We could go for it here with queen b6, but I'm going to just play bishop g4. Spanish Osa, right. There's a female character. No, it's not female. It's male. But he's child. He's a child bear. He's just hasn't gone through puberty yet. Alright, so bishop g4. It's getting a little strange around here. I know, guys, just a little bit of something different. But someone special asked me to do that and bring the bear on. Oh, guys, what's up in the second round of the St. Louis tournament? I'm not straight, yeah. But looks like Magnus Carlsen stuck it to Karyakin, huh? Opposite color bishops, draw position. No, 88 moves. Sorry. All right. Anyway, guys, check out the Carlsen game. Typical, like, torture from an equal position, right? Bishop g4, wait to play. What is he thinking about so long here? It's a zoo stream. Morwa's up to 2177. He's had a lot of practice over the summer. He's getting tough. I'm not surprised to see him up to 2177. You know, impressive for a player who doesn't have much opening knowledge. But I think he's doing it the right way. I've said this many times. I really think that I did notice that, Arsenal fan. You are right. But with my tutelage, he's been improving. And you should know firsthand, anyone who takes lessons from me is guaranteed to get better. Such Carlsen win was amazing. He sacked exchange for winning chances, of course, but it was not to take it away from him, but a pretty standard exchange sacrifice. But anytime you dynamize the position like that, you know, I mean that's a like amazing thing for like a beginner. So you Arsenal fan, you know, you've probably seen this kind of thing before. I've certainly seen it before. But when you need a win, you know, you want to create imbalance with the material. It's a really classic try. All right, bishop b5. Now what am I going to do? Just develop the pizzas here. Queen b6 with tempo. Knight c3, then bishop takes f3. You know, I'm analyzing stuff like queen b6, but I think that's just not justified. You know, it's probably best to just get the pieces out. Can you get me to 2300 in Blitz? How about 2100? Well, I can't really guarantee that Blitz stuff. I concentrate on like helping people improve their tournament game. Whether they get better in Blitz, you could play. You know, I will play people training games if they want to. I mean, if you pay me $20 an hour, I mean, I'll play, you know, as many Blitz training games as you want. This is an ongoing offer. I charge much more for teaching lessons, which requires a lot of thought and preparation on my part. But if you want to just pay me for training games, I can get you better at Blitz by just simply, you know, if anyone wants to get better at Blitz, the best way to get better at Blitz is just by playing with strong players. So the offer stands for like training games and whatnot. It's an interesting concept, though, going back to the Carlsen thing. I've actually done a video series on chesslecture.com about opposite color bishops and rook endings, and one of the things I noticed in the opposite color bishop and rook ending was this recurring motif that the win is usually sacking the exchange. Now, in this case, it wasn't a win, but it was still the best chance to win, you know, and ended up confusing Karyakin a little bit. I think it was still a draw. Probably time related, how he ended up losing. But anyway, that's what's happening in the chess world. Okay, now queen b6 looks a little more tempting, but let me see. Will we go for material with something like queen b6, bishop a4, queen takes b2? Yes. Alright. Try to punish him here, per se. The best chance to get more was in the opening. Exactly, JCS, but he made a mistake with c3. I think he should play knight c3, and then it's more like a reverse Rogozin. I'm not sure bishop f4 is the proper square in Rogozin positions. So he's kind of like mixing and matching different sort of systems here a little bit. But this move feels like it could be the kind of move that might not be the most correct. You know, putting my queen on b6 early. It's going to involve maybe grabbing this pawn in a risky way or something like that. Or just allow me to double his pawns. He can play queen e2, and on bishop takes f3, take back with a g pawn. Maybe like one of the better things he could do. Those doubled pawns are actually not so bad. So that was the only decisive game yesterday in St. Louis. Carlsen, Mamedyarov, and Aronian all on +1. Okay, so here we see the doubled pawns. Deviled pawns. Deviled prawns. Is that a food? Sounds like something they'd have in the UK. Arsenal fan, is it just because of you, or why am I thinking about deviled prawns? Bishop e7. So you have to admit to liking Carlsen's style. It's like a guilty admission. You know, I would feel really guilty if I started to admit I like Carlsen's style. But actually, if you really want to think about it, Carlsen's style has kind of, I think it's kind of, at his age, he's still maturing as a player and not only as a human being. But, I mean, it seems like he's still young enough, despite how good he is, he's still young enough that his style probably will change over time. Once you reach a certain point, probably you don't change stylistically anymore. But I think with Magnus, even no matter how strong he is, he's still going to probably change his perception of the game, and kind of like the way he plays. So I want to play knight a4. I'm getting dyslexic. You know, it's always like a problem for beginners. They get the coordinates backwards. I never had a big issue with it. A6 is like chasing him back to where he wants to go. Now this is kind of awkward. I have to play like queen back to d8 to enforce the enforcer. But I think he's got this Blackburn style counterplay along the G file that could be kind of nasty if I'm not careful. So the double pawns have some value. Yeah, there it is. He's right on it. I might need to take a little bit of a moment to defend myself. Bishop e5. I guess I go back to c6 there. Just not going to mess around here. Which is the short variation? I have no idea. I mean, I just know that short plays the Queen's Gambit declined a lot. I have no idea what the short variation actually is. A great player if you want to study, you know, the black side of the Queen's Gambit declined. And the reason why it's relevant here is because this is actually a Queen's Gambit declined with colors reversed. So let's see if we can get him on time. You've played 2 people in a row that ran the clock down and lost position. You make it sound like they had another choice or something, Bob. I don't like to play for time, but I will do it if I have no other option. Back to the future. There's no sense chasing his queen back to c2 where it will only lead to piece sacrifices and whatnot. Now queen c2 is interesting. I was thinking he could do like a double piece sacrifice. Queen c2 and then g6, bishop takes g6, f takes g. There you go. And then the, you know, the obvious rook takes g6 check at the end of the day. I think I got to take this. He can't dare to take on h7, can he? He didn't even think about it. Maybe he should have thought about that a little bit more. It's a good thing I'm not playing, what was his name? That guy that I always forget. Whoa. Whoa, Mubat just banned himself. Alright. I'm gonna have to like ban Mubat. Oh my god. Alright, Bob. Bob, you did something to trigger Mubat. Mubat just spit out all the banned words at once. We're gonna have to check out what's going on with that. Something triggered Mubat's like list of banned words. That's embarrassing and something of a glitch. You just put 3 stars and it gave me a list of all illegal words. Were you the one who triggered it, Mule Skinner? Some secret code. Alright, he's hanging in here, but it's going to require like a piece sacrifice. Alright, kids. The joke's over. Nothing to see here. Let's just forget about it. That never happened. Sultik will be here a little bit later. He'll be really interested to see that his list of banned words got publicly revealed. I claim no responsibility. I'm responsible, but that didn't just happen. I just timed out Mubat. I'm serious. I had to. I just had to. There's no excuse for that. That's alright, Mule Skinner. No need for that. Not sure doubling helps here. Well, it doesn't make me feel very comfortable, I'll tell you that, Arsenal fan. I'm just as uncomfortable. Double or no double. What am I supposed to do? If knight f4, then I get pinned. Up the wazoo. Is the wazoo on the list? Did anybody notice? No, but seriously. It's really hard to kind of break myself out of this. Such a pity you can't go back and see the list again. Alright, what would you advise? Would you advise doubling in that position? Well, there isn't a lot of other things to do, to be honest, guys. But I don't really know what to do now myself. I'm having a little bit of difficulty. Just a super weird move. Maybe I should just play like bishop c5, be done with it. Or whilst trading queens. He's going to play f4. I'm getting like claustrophobic. Alright, fine. Have it your way. He's equalized, after all. Maybe it's more than equalized. Maybe he's even better now. More space. He who hesitates is lost. He insta-took back that way. I had a friend who said TV. Take back. Hopefully Morwal will just panic. See, this is why he's 2200. He's getting better, you know, just like simple positions. He can play simple positions. Have that file, I'll have this one. It's kind of risky for me. Now what's he trying to do? E4. Man. I'm getting crazy here. Whose pawns are faster? S4 was in the house earlier. My knight is a great piece. It's kind of back and forth there. Ubat really pushing his luck. So, I mean, I don't think this had to happen. There were a lot of ways he could have played it and still been okay. The bear. It's all the bear. Thank you, bear. Wow, that was really instructive. Thank you for the wonderful list of words. No, Panda. No, thank you, Mubat, for the crazy words. That was really, really wonderful. Anyway, guys, sorry about that little hiccup with the Mubat there. Good game, Orwa, I guess, until a point where you yeah, you went a little crazy at the end. This shouldn't be lost. Let's see. It shouldn't be lost here. So it's still a rook f2's okay. Rook. Yeah, this was bad. This was bad. Like, your first priority has to be to get behind the enemy passed pawn. And here you actually have rook f7, which is a multi-purpose move. So if he plays rook f7, it's a draw, probably. He's not in any danger of losing here. Actually, I probably have to be precise. It looks like I have to be very precise. King d3 or d3 will hold a draw. I wasn't planning on winning here. I was just happy not to be worse. He was better in the middle part of the game there. If you look around here, my king was walking around. It was getting a little bit weird. I thought white was slightly better. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just equal. I guess. My knight and my king are really strong. So, in any case, should have been a draw. Good game, Morwa. Nils is up next, and Juicebox Wizard, Mule Skinner. We're going to be taking the subscribers first. All right, Bob. You're close to a timeout. Not just kidding. But you have been before. All right. So, we're playing Nils Knight f3. I'm getting kind of bored of the same repertoire all the time. I don't know if you guys noticed, but now you can make use of the 7-piece table base. Yes. Yes, there is several 7-piece table base now, and I think a couple of the guys from Lichess did a lot of work to make that possible. So it's pretty awesome. Morwa is a junior. Absolutely. Knight takes d5. Alright, what are we going to play here? e4. e4 take, play the endgame. This is not a Grunfeld. Okay, what are we going to do here? Let's try queen b3. Morwa's not over 20. Who's going to be first in the bit donations? We got no donations for the week yet. Somebody has to donate at least 5 today, or I'm going to feel really bad. So knight c7, and now what am I supposed to do? Because I don't know this. Transpose to like a g3 type of setup. Actually looks pretty good for black. Gazim, I would accept a chess 960, but I'm going to play all the subscribers first, so it's not like the Friday stream where I'm just accepting all the challenges in a row. But I will do chess 960. Mr. Coffee Dane at 5. 6! Thank you. I feel better now that there's a bit donation out there. It felt so weird that it was empty. Mr. Coffee, thank you. Gotta wait till September. Bits all run dry. If he's under 20, I gotta get out here regarding studying. Get your arsenal. Get your arsenal in gear. Let's go with h4. The Ponda tribute variation. h4, yes. That's it. Play for the initiative. Give me a one. No, just always that one. I hate that yes button, man. Alright.
No.
No. Yes or no? That's the question. He's letting me go with it. Go. Go, baby, go. Go with the h-pawn. Yeah, I'm just going to play h6. I'm going to go all the way. Mr. Bishop. You guys know Mutiny on the Bounty, the movie? Mr. Bishop. Alright. I want to auction off the yes button. That stupid cheerleader sound is really, really ridiculous. We're going for the fianchettoed bishop. And going to take him out. Right, I'm playing a little bit fast here. Let's think. This is 5-3 though. We are changing time controls, so that makes it kind of strange. But one would assume that I kind of have to take on f6 here, because I've done so much to really focus on that. I guess the knight on d4 has got to go too. There really isn't a lot of choices. Queen e3 check. I don't think that achieves anything. Not a thing of structural beauty. But I suppose the black's position may not be that bad. Somebody said a knight f6 check wins a pawn. Sorry, I missed it. I must have missed it. I could play the ending after queen e3 check. Which is definitely better for white. Kind of like it. Am I wrong about this? Am I too much in a hurry to trade queens? If I just play d3, he castles, then like bishop e3. I don't know anything about winning pawns here. This is a tough decision now. Not sure this is the right way to capture. I don't know which way is better to recapture here. Turkey Farm, what's up? Welcome. Hope Chess. The path to follow is Hope Chess. Okay, so f6 is kind of weakness. He has weaknesses on the dark squares. The h6 pawn wants to promote. Not going to be easy to get it through, though. So if you do challenge me, 1 or 2 Chess 960 games at the most. But I will be playing the subscribers first, which means Juicebox, Mule Skinner, Arsenal Fan, and then we're on to the other guys. It was a tough decision which way to take back here. I mean, really not sure. Maybe I made a mistake, but I don't know. I'm taking toward the center, increasing my central majority. Masturbates here again with a referral. Wait, what is that? A recommendation. That's a 7-piece syzygy. Try to say that 10 times fast. Yeah, Mule Skinner is getting Mule Skinner. He's getting tough too, but I wanted to say Morwa is getting really, really tough. This is not a bad diagonal either. And I don't think I want to trade necessarily. But if I do play e4, he's going to have bishop c6, king f2. I have to play king f2 at some point. You can just castle now. Actually, that's a strong move. The h-pawn just sitting there. Totally unguarded. But why not? Discards my g2 bishop. We're on the f-pawn. So king e7, b3 looks really nasty for black, because the dark square bishop's going to enter the game with a vengeance. A vengeance. White's probably still okay. Anyone tried Lichess 0? Absolutely. Bob Sakamano donated 7 bits. Now don't, go spending all your bits in one place. But thank you, man. All right. So we had Motsko today, guest on the show. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. And yes, I have multiple personality disorder, but that doesn't make me, less of a good chess player, does it? That's why I tried to make 2 moves in 2 games I've played in my life. No doubt. Nil Snow. I'm getting the feeling like he's very good theoretically, but the best way to try to beat him is to get him in a kind of tactical position where I have much more experience. The better I know someone, the more I can adapt. And I actually, in my life, have played very well against people in Blitz when I play long matches with them. If I get to play 5 or 10 games, I can start to really hone in on their weaknesses and try to change myself. I remember actually Caruana's old Internet Chess Club handle was adaptation, and I think that's a very interesting choice of name. Okay, so he finally decides to give a pawn here. I think I should accept. I accept. And then bring the rook back, because it's going to be attacked anyway. To a balanced square. I want to get this bishop out, probably to b2. There's obviously knight c2. I don't think it does anything special. He has some funny variations like knight c2, knight e1, undermining my pawn at e4. That's insane. So adaptation, a very good but underrated in Cage movie. Maybe that's what he named himself for. I don't know. I never thought about that. I always assumed it was like chess related, but it's possible you're right. But the ability to adapt and change your style to kind of suit who you're playing, I mean, that's invaluable. All right, this pawn is staying with the family. I could take on d4, just kind of make it simple, but why do we have to give up our bishop pair just yet? Plus we have undermining moves like b4, maybe later on, when the knight c2 is not happening. This is more than a cheapo. It's b4. Two bishops look good. Found a defense, at least temporarily. It's got to be a tactic. At the very minimum, I have d4 winning an exchange. That's awkward for him. Alright, that should be winning. Power of the two bishops. Looking good here. Okay, thank you, Nils, for the game. We've got, and so again, I posed the question. So Asterbait, it's table 7, 7-piece table bases. It's basically the engine can figure out exactly, concretely the best moves in any kind of endgame, including the kings, with 7 pieces on the board. Okay? 7 pieces or less on the board. We can actually construct perfect play. And it's a very, very important tool. So the 2 kings and then 5 other pieces on board. That's including pawns. Figures, let's say. Alright. Very important tool. Juicebox Wizard up next. 7 plus 3. And what are we going to do? We'll play some e4. What does Juicebox play? He likes to play creatively. Sometimes a little too creatively. Juicebox, what are we going to play? We'll take him main line because he doesn't know that much theory, and I think I do the opposite, you know? What is Lilo's rating? I don't know. Lubot's back. He says his timeout was over. He says you can contact I am William Paschall at videochesstrainer@gmail.com for chess lessons, questions, or suggestions. Guys, it is possible if you're interested in taking lessons that we could set something up because I usually have people stopping lessons and starting lessons, and I am available. So Mule Skinner says 32-34. But what are we talking about? Like like Blitz, or in what time control is it 32-34? Bob, there's an actually article on Lichess which was just put in the in the forums about it. You should read it. The seven piece table base. It's like the latest edition in the news on Lichess. Maybe somebody linked it. I'm not sure. But I don't know that this is like a commercial project. I'm not exactly sure. It takes a lot of computing power to figure out every possible, end game with 7 pieces on board. Okay, Juicebox he's gone with the accelerated dragon. Cool. We play with black. Using our own weapon against us. Lord and Us linked it. Okay. Yeah, very interesting stuff and invaluable. Because 7-piece endings are very common. I mean, this is something you could run into almost every day. A lot of stuff now we know. Alright, so. Turns out that I still need a lot of improvement before I'm 2400 Blitz. Huh. Wonder how many years it took me. Of course, there was no commercially available internet so much. I mean, it was out there. He played d5. This is some freaky pawn sacrifice. Freaky pawn sacrifices. Hold on for a second. Okay, I abandoned the game in the middle. I was expecting like knight. I don't know what I was expecting actually. This is this thing that was played against me by somebody else. So I can't remember. Queen f3, bishop g4, queen g3 was what I played. But then we analyzed queen f4, I think, as an alternative move. Maybe queen g3 was still the best. This is this weird Gelfand variation. I was hoping he transposed to the regular dragon so he can see me attack. Yeah, that's funny. Like, nobody ever plays the regular dragon when I play e4. Usually, I've been wimpy lately, and I play, like, classical dragon, Bob, which I recommend. I also recommended recently to Morwa and some other people, but back in the day, when I was playing e4, I played a few games with white in the regular dragon. Asturbate's like, so the cheaters have to survive till they have 7 pieces left. Turn this thing on. Yeah, we had this once before. Gelfand versus somebody. Or somebody versus Gelfand was black. And I think it had to do with like returning the pawn with d6 even. Maybe in some line. I don't remember queen d7. So what do we do now? f3. Is there anything wrong with f3? Yes, I'm eventually going to drop this pawn. Is h3 bad? Queen d7 blocks in his own bishop, so that seems kind of strange. On knight f5 I can trade it off. I'm not sure that's such a good idea though. Here it's likely to get trapped now. Still not so simple. Like seriously. Maybe I should have played f3. Queen h2. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5. It's kind of sketchy, actually. Where am I supposed to go? This is not clear. My fear is that I can trap his bishop, but he's going to get a lot of play in those lines where I actually play g4. I have to move my queen, which is still not developing, then make another non-developing move. So in other words, let's see, like queen h2, knight takes d5, g4, knight takes e3, f takes e3. In order to win this pawn, I mean, it's going to get pretty messy. But if I don't do that, what do I do? So I think I could have played f3. You know, maybe that was just better. Then I could have followed up with like rook d1 or even castled queenside. Should have been a very big mistake playing h3. I don't know, this is just bizarre. What I'm doing here. All hell could break loose. I basically have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to like let him take on d5 and then play g4. And it seems like black has the initiative here. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, g4, like knight takes e3, f takes e3, bishop takes d4, pawn takes d4, queen takes d4, g takes h5, and my king's just like chilling out on e1. I don't know if this is even a good move. He might even have better. This looks extremely dangerous for me. And way more materialistic than I like to play. Bishop takes d4 is nothing. So he takes on e3, I take on e3, he takes on d4. Then I take on d4, then he's losing a piece, but he gets a bunch of pawns for it. Bishop takes d4, e d4, queen takes d4, g takes h5, and now he's got like queen e3 check, queen e2, and I'm okay. So he's got to find something better than that, in other words. Something better than just knight takes e3 and take with the bishop on d4. The Welshman. Good afternoon. All right. Oh. Panda's laughing. I didn't read your question, Saul. I said pawn to h5. Dude, not bishop h5. All right, Panda, that's a bad joke. He's laughing so hard he almost fell off the table. What did S4 say? Do you think that playing against us every day has made your playing skills worse? Well, to be honest with you, S4, like, let's think about, for example, when I reached my peak in like 2002, 2001. I was playing a lot of weaker players in like club tournaments around that time. So, actually, I don't think that it has hurt my game, no. You know, I think what's really hurt my game is something else. Probably we could blame like not playing enough tournament games. You know, I actually played really well when I played tons and tons of games against all different level players. It didn't really matter, you know, for me if I was playing Masters or you know 2,000 players or 1,900 players. The Alzheimer's kicks in too. But no, to be honest, S4, I don't think so. But I do think, okay, playing more strong players would help. But playing more tournament games, since I cut back in like 2007, let's say 2008 when I really started to cut back and I stopped playing full time, stopped playing 100 games a year. Because I mean, up until that point, I was really playing like 100 tournament games every year, approximately. And I think that's when I started to get a little bit weaker, maybe. The lack of like constant practice. So I don't think so. I could have played c4 there, couldn't I? I could have won a piece a different way. No, I don't believe in Juicebox Wizard's position now. He's down a piece without really sufficient compensation. It's a little bit weird, but it shouldn't be a problem. Do we dare castle queenside? You're attacking my H pawn. How dare you? Alright, let's just simplify. Objectively lost for black. How did I train? Well, I used to, you know, it's interesting, when I was reaching my peak, I did go through a period where I played a lot of training games against engines. But I can't say that's, you know, clearly what pushed me to be as strong as I was at my highest point. I don't know. I played a lot, but I played all different levels of players. Just playing a lot, I think, is when I play my best, to make a long story short. I thought we'll just stick the knight on d4. If he wants to give up his bishop for that, that's fine. We're basically up a piece here, right? Clear piece up. It's a very strong piece. And my king is relatively safe under the circumstances. He's got a rook sacrifice I'm not aware of. I guess I could have castled there. Okay. A little more simple. Running out of stuff. Centralize. Okay, has two connected pass pawns, but that's not going to compensate for being down a piece. He definitely can't trade queens. Okay, now queen g5 is a good move. Then I have, I guess, h4. The Ponda will cheer. No, it's too much. Let's check the theory there, because I think it's all, like, I probably left theory, or maybe you did, with queen d7. So, no games. That's odd. I thought this was the exact position I had. That's really odd. Huh. Did I turn off the table base or something? I mean, the opening explorer. So this is the same position I was thinking of. ED5, knight A5 everyone played. So I'm getting this confused, dude. You're supposed to play knight A5. You even tricked me. And I thought this was the same position, but you went knight B4. So I even forgot. I was like, oh yeah, this is the same game. You're supposed to play knight A5, man. But anyway, an interesting novelty. So knight B4. And here the engine's like, oh yeah, just move your knight, and black's just down a pawn. It seems strange though. I mean, the knight's so strong on D4. I just played queen F3. And now it says black's better. After bishop G4, no. Queen G3. Interesting. Queen D7. This is kind of a weird move in a way, but I thought it was interesting. I thought maybe F3 would have been better than what I did. Oh no, he could play knight takes D5 there. So it was an interesting game, Juicebox. I don't know that the sacrifice was sound. G4. Yeah. Alright, close game. Fun. So Mule Skinner's up next. Our subscribers will play first. Guys, please support the stream if you can by subscribing, making bit donations. You can donate on PayPal as well. I really, really need you to do that. Doesn't have to be today, but everybody a little bit here and there. I really appreciate it. So, Mule Skinner is playing black. He's a French player. Let's try to mess with him here. Actually, he plays the Benko against e4. So what does he got here? c45. Ah, the Grand Prix attack. Next time I'm going to have to play e4, e6, c4. That's what I wanted to try. Mule Skinner, how was our simul game the other day? I'm going to just strike the center before he has time to play f5. Do his Grand Prix attack. Actually, he can still do it here. This is similar to a line. It could transpose to a line of, I guess, the English. Alright, guys. How many viewers do we have today? Up to 52. We're averaging around 52. Pawn takes d4, knight takes d4. Let's get it up to 75. If you guys can tell your friends about the stream, encourage your club mates, whoever. Just invite your little brother to join in. I want to try to get the viewership up to an average of 75. If we can. Now g3, knight c3. This is like main line. Now I play often looking for fun combinations. I should not. Yeah, s4 you play, it seems like more for fun. And that's alright. If that's what you want out of the game. You're not trying to be a professional. You just want to have interesting games. You know, it's all depending on what you want. JCS has some Benko analysis for white. How much are you selling it for? That'd be a good idea to start like a website where you actually sell analysis on like a clearing house. Opening analysis clearing house. Private. I mean, I know there are these grandmasters who sell the repertoires and stuff, but just not necessarily even grandmasters. Just anybody could like auction their opening ideas online. Bishop e7 pretty passive. Usually bishop b4 is the main move. I could even play knight f5 there, but I'm going to have to give up several tempi to make this exchange. Guys, tomorrow is our viewer tournament. I think it's Blitz this week. 5+2 casual Blitz tomorrow night, same time, 4:30 EDT. Please be here. For me, free. Thank you. I just really appreciate it. But I've been thinking about like learning a new line against the Benko. I play the b6 pawn return variation, and I used to play the Nescafé Frappe attack. That's really the only two lines that I ever played against the Benko, except for one time I lost to Vladimir Lazarov. For some reason I just, I'll play the accepted. Don't randomly play lines that you've never really studied when you sit down at the board. This is something it took me a long time to kind of learn. It's not really in your best interest to just make up things in like a tournament situation. I used to do it all the time. S4, professional games are often boring. Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at all the top Grandmaster games, the nature of the games are boring in many cases. But you could be playing like Fortnite or something instead, you know? I mean, I guess chess might be not the most exciting thing out there, you know, that you could do. But playing for the gallery, as you like to, Saul, can be the other extreme. I think you have to find a happy medium. Not to be a total maniac, but to play interesting chess and try to play. I should try to play more. I do get crazy positions at times, but I let the game control itself. That's a theory I have, kind of letting the game control itself, not trying to control it. Let it have a natural life of its own. Here we have Mule Skinner is kind of in a bad way here. Someone I played like just sacked a pawn with d5. I remember. Why not? But having a multifaceted style is good, where you can play both really sharp and technical positions. A la Mamedyarov. Look how well balanced he is. Playing any kind of positions. It can be very boring. It can be extremely complicated. It can be in the same game, even, with Mamedyarov. So he gets in like bishop e6 here, and then I'm going to play cd. Yeah, I play b3, Bishop e6, bishop e2, d5. Yeah, this is okay. I was thinking about putting pressure on d6 directly, but I thought it's kind of underrated. Arsenal said, do you know that I'm English? Do you even English? Well, the first problem is that everybody thinks that Bob is actually Bob, but we don't know his real name. Bob Sacamano is a character from Seinfeld. Soltigo's not here, but Soltigo, we had a Mubot accident. Someone typed in a command and Mubot spit out the list of bad words in front of all the children and everything. So that was embarrassing. I had to actually ban Mubot. Or put him on timeout. Excuse me. I didn't ban him, but I put him on timeout for a while. So I wanted to make sure Soltigo was aware of the little accident we had. Something that I think Mule Skinner triggered it with a weird command by accident or something. Do you know how that could be possible, Soltigo? You're in big trouble now. Alright, queen trade. I mean, I don't think this is really a position where trading queens changes the situation all that much. Like, I can let him trade queens and I still have the pressure on the backward pawn. But I guess theoretically I'm supposed to avoid the trade of queens there. His queen isn't really well placed on b6. So in a vacuum, I should probably pull back with like queen d2 and then hope to exploit him. He didn't trade queens. He didn't trade queens himself now. Like queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, knight a4, knight d7, bishop a3. Starts to look kind of funny. I mean, then what does he do? Actually, how does he protect himself after that? Am I missing something? Take, knight a4, rook a8. Yeah, he can hang on with like rook a8 maybe. That's really weird. Queen takes b6, a takes b6, knight a4. Another free coffee. So trade, knight a4. Knight d7, bishop a3 looks really good for white. Even there he might have rook a8 and then bishop takes d6, bishop takes d6, rook takes d6. Like b5 or something. Still not that clear. Anyway, it's interesting enough. Neil Skinner is probably listening to the stream. He knows what I'm going to play. Also, Topalov, the master of consistency. Why does Topalov play things like the Slav defense and the Caro-Kann now? I guess he always played the Slav defense. There was that match with Kramnik. I guess there's a lot of Slav defenses by everybody. The Caro-Kann, though, is that really Topalov style? Morozevich obviously went too far. You know, he could have been 2,700 even now, but is he still 2,700? Maybe barely. He's probably under. Can we give Mubot another try? Yeah, absolutely. We'll see to it that Mubot gets another try. He's not an underestimated player, I don't think, S4. I think he's underestimated by like younger players who don't appreciate how strong he really was. Yeah, I think anybody who was like my generation wouldn't think he was an underestimated player. We appreciate how strong he is. It just seems like he doesn't, you know, care about trying to play the best moves, like kind of like you. Wow. Do we fix the issue? Way to get on it, Saltigo. Okay, so this is variation 1, right? We can take on d5, and then he takes with a knight. We can trade off. Or we just take on b6. This was my original reaction. Is there anything wrong with this move? There is bishop c5, which I didn't analyze in the first time around. But I have cd there. There could be some crazy variation, actually. Check this out, like... bishop c5, cd, bishop g4. Now there I'd have knight a4, actually. Alright, so that doesn't work. Now my pawn structure is broken up, but if he has to do it by giving up his white squared bishop, he's probably not that thrilled. Nevertheless, black might be okay here, depending on how quickly he can attack my a-pawn. I may have underestimated this. We'll have to dial Magnus Carlsen and his wizardry. Oh, come on. You got to go for bishop takes c4. Bishop takes c4, b takes c4, rook a8. And it's just awkward for me to protect my pawns. And we'll have to be like Magnus. But now I'm just up a pawn. I'm just up a pawn. Alright. Rook d2, not that convincing. Knight a5, not that convincing. Trying to practice my Canadian accent. Saltigo, do people from Maine speak like Canadians? Do you guys like share the same dialect and stuff? I noticed like people from like Minnesota start to sound like they have a Canadian accent. The farther north you are, I guess you kind of share. Does that happen in Maine? All right, a3. Wow, he just dropped a piece. Poor Mule Skinner. So what about that line where I suggested with bishop takes c4? How's this for a defense? Computer's just suggesting rook a8 right away. Okay, that's obviously a possibility as well. I thought this might hold on. You got the Magnus Carlsen endgame going on after like bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, rook d7, b7. This is like Magnus City. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. Bishop takes c6. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you later in about 1,000,000 years. 100 moves later, you know, Karyakin is resigning in this position after Magnus sacks the exchange. Okay. So Arsenal, our next subscriber, Asterbait, Chestosterone, and Nefyadov. So we're going to always take our subscribers first, except on Fridays. What's this, a sub chat? It's not a sub chat, just mostly subscribers here in the chat. So Arsenal. I will be able to go to bed serene when I see you play f4 or f5. 2 f4. I'll see what I can do. 2 f4 or f5. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Maine has a seashore dialect I enjoy listening to. Well, I guess there's more than one, like, Maine dialect. It's a big state, so, you know, the people that border Canada probably sound a lot different from the people who are, like, on the New Hampshire border. E6 here. We'll try to get an f4, f5 on move 2. As a guy from Europe, all the dialects are killing me. It's not like Scottish or something, you know, or Welsh. We have the Pots or Wales here. Nothing like understanding a Welsh dialect. A Welsh English speaker. Bishop h4. What are we going to get that variation again? With the I'm going to play Queen C2 Rubinstein's system. Well, this is different, though. He didn't play knight on BD7. Actually, did I do Queen C2 here for real yesterday? Oh, my simul stream? I think I played Queen C2. Did that happen pre or post H6? Now I don't remember. So, it seems to me that Bishop D3 was recommended in some books. I don't mean a Welsh dialect, but I mean Welsh people speaking English and having that, you know, different sound. So knight on BD7. Welsh is its own language, yeah. I meant when they speak English. It's hard for Americans to understand. I don't know if it's easier for you, Nefedov. But even Scots are hard to understand. I'm going to play Queen C2. We'll try it again. I think this is what I played yesterday. Do you like H6 here for black? Yeah. In exchange variation, I said it was bad. I don't like it personally in the exchange variation. It's absolutely normal. I mean, on move 5, this can be either a Tartakover or a Glasgow variation. Appalachian. I haven't talked to many Appalachian people lately. But down in your neck of the woods, Bob, I'm sure it's fairly common. Listen to what? The Mississippi Delta. Oh, dude, there's that TV show. Have you seen that, Asterbait? There's this really, really, really cheesy show on, like, the Animal Planet, or I don't remember. This guy has this, like, bizarre accent from... He's like a alligator hunter. His name sounds really weird. I mean, his dialect is ridiculous. It sounds like it's made up, like it can't even be real. I think it's just like totally exaggerated for television. You might have to send him. Uh-oh. What's up, Soltigo? Did I add Mubot yet? What do I have to do? Oh, sorry. I thought Mubot was here. It was doing stuff. That's why I didn't understand. Mubot is in silence mode. /mod Mubot. I hope that's going to work. No, I mean, Mubot did something a minute ago, Soltigo. Sorry to ignore you. So now what do I do? Castle queenside, we go berserk. Mubot was timed out. Too many caps. Sometimes I don't get Move 11's like subtle, sarcastic sense of humor. The other day he totally swindled me. I believe that Oleg Krivonosov was really doing videos for Chess 24. It took me, I'm pretty naive. I mean, it took me like a good 5 minutes to kind of put it together. You know, like the Hungarian Chess Federation even made like a protest against Krivonosov for his actions with Anna Rudolph. What about pronouncing real Welsh places? There is this guy who was a TV host in the United States, Doug Llewellyn, and that was always like, what? I was always like, hey, wait, how's that spelled? We're playing sharply against Arsenal fan, because he likes it now. He likes it like safe. He's kind of become really solid. We see stylistic changes in some of you guys. Well, with Rudolph, he tried to accuse her of cheating. Bob, he said that she was like using an engine or something, like totally out of the blue. Like, it's an old story from 10 years ago. But the Hungarian Chess Federation really made like a formal protest against the guy. Then the other day, Move 11 was, and she works for Chess 24. So when Move 11 was like, yeah, Krivonosov's making rook endgame videos, I was like, oh man, I don't believe it. He totally took me in, you know. He just couldn't handle it, like that he lost to a 2200 woman, you know, or whatever. So, Queen A5. Interesting. I mean, admittedly, that guy almost never loses. Can I do this? Can we sacralize a pawn? The pawn that doesn't do g4, but I have no h4 here, Ponda. I'm sorry. No time for h4. Please type /move bot. I did that. Soltigo. Did I mess it up again? He's already a moderator of the channel, Soltigo. We already did the /move mobot. And it said he's already a moderator of the channel. But if you want to send me some bits, Soltigo. No, Arsenal fan, it's not a question mark. G5, anyone? Do you want to go just fully insane? Just because I know. No, I don't want to go fully insane here. Let's be a little bit sane. This is for S4. Dedicated. But I've got an F4 F5 game coming as well. We're going to have some issues here if I'm not careful, actually. So I'm not quite sure I like this anymore. I'm not sure I like this. Kids, don't let this... I shouldn't have let him do this, but alright. Don't let Arsenal fan trick you. He's fast and he's furious. Arsenal, there was an English guy I remember. He had a funny guy I met. He had an internet chess handle. He was like fat and mad. I always thought that was funny. If only you were fat, that could be your handle. Man, that's a nasty move. He's coming fast and furious, as I said before. I failed, man. When he took on c4, I should have just gone for it with g5. Why did I have to get so darn materialistic? Bishop takes c4. Just absolutely failed myself. Got to be more optimistic. The New York Times even wrote an article about that incident. That I did not know. We don't have a Moo mod? Still? He's not working? We have 2 regular moderators, so it's okay. My point was my naivety. Alright. Whatever. Massachusetts, we say whatever. I'm just gonna have me be down a pawn, whatever. Alright, I'm down a pawn. No problem. I'm the other moderator, man. It's one of those duh. Who else is here? Alright. It's a trick question. Acerbate, Testosterone, Nefedov. I'm the one who loves to ban people. But I like my game. I really do. Bishop c4, maybe? He has defended his g4 pawn. Defended. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. He's protected his e7 bishop for whatever that's worth. Now I have king d2. Ooh, this could get kind of weird. King d2. My plan was to go the other way. Yeah, this move. Now knight takes c6, b3 check. Knight takes a5. Pawn takes c2. It's getting too weird after that. Why do I have to live with that? We could just try to attack him again. Yeah, you know what? getting tempted into doing crazy things again. Let's do it. Let's just screw it. I'm going to attack him. S4. This is crazy, though. I really shouldn't do this. I know better than to do this. Student body attack. Coming to get you. Maybe rook G1. Can time play a role here? Which rook? His development is a little confined. Yes, you found that. I don't think I even need to defend my B3 knight. We go here. We need to make it super primitive. Rook takes G7 check. Sacking a piece. A5 was actually the most logical move in the world. I mean, that's what I expected. But I played kind of crazily in this game. Yeah, this I underestimated, perhaps. Just perhaps. Alright, we're just having a little bit of fun now. Arsenal let me mate him. I don't know if he did it like he just liked the final position. But Rook G7 doesn't do anything. Black has central counterplay. I think he's lost after Queen G6, honestly. I mean, what is he going to do? He's like splattered. It's mate in 4. Rook G7 doesn't do anything. Finally a tactic. But Queen G6, double exclam. Oh man, that was good. Alright. Bombist. So this is just a question of playing certain styles against certain players, I think. Alright, we'll try to get F4, F5 in. Wait, Testosterone's up next and Nefedov? Guys, don't be hurt if I don't take your challenge. Yeah, Queen G6 was important. I might still be better if I don't have Queen G6, even a slow move like Queen B1. I might have enough compensation, but I mean, it's not that convincing. You definitely had something. You were certainly better, maybe even winning. I'm not playing F5 on the first 2 moves here. The gold coin emotes. Yeah, where are the gold coin emotes? Shower the board with gold coins. You have bits, right? So you can shower the board with a brilliancy like that. I ought to get like at least like 1 bit or something. Actually, Twitch should give me bits. Testosterone playing Bishop B5. That's the coolest move I played in a while. Alright, whatever. So we played this once before, Testosterone. What happened to your challenge, Astrobate? What happened to Astrobate's challenge? I didn't take him, I'm sorry. We've got time, it's alright. Sorry about that, Astrobate. Thanks for letting me know about that. He's kind of shy. So Astrobate. Kishi. Sounds Hungarian. What am I doing? I don't like this variation. There's something funny with Mubat still. 3 bits from Bob with a round 10 today. Alright, I'll play the main move, I guess, e6. I really need to like study this a little bit more. The main line though is bishop c4. Something funny with the Mubat. Mubat is in silenced mode until moderated. We did that already. Mubat moderate? Can I try this again? Will this actually do something? So I need slash exclam. Mubat moderate. Yeah, you tried it too. I tried it. Nothing's happening. Attempting to manually detect moderator status. I can read. You're totally unsatisfied with losing in 25. Did you just let me mate you on purpose because it was beautiful or something? You saw the writing on the wall. That was a gentlemanly thing to do. In the old days, in the 19th century, they would have given me the mate. You're 1900, you played like in 1880 there. Alright. That's enough, Bob. A4. So A4. Rest in peace, Mubat. I don't know what happened to Mubat. Yeah, Mubat's not happy that I timed it out. Or, you know. How would you play this line against Kasparov over the board? You're talking about with black in this position? I mean, Kasparov wouldn't play this, but who knows? We get some kind of transposition. I don't think A4 is that great of a move for white, probably. Kind of weakens his queen side. It's not bad. Has anyone encountered the novelty account on Lichess that resigns after one move? Can't say I have, Bob. I hope that it's rated. So there's a thing with sub badges. Was thinking it would be cool to have Master Fugo as the badge. Different color belts for tiers. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Or we could do like a Kung Fu Panda thing. It's kind of all on the same theme. Bishop d3. Now I'm tempted to actually put my knight back on c6. Losing a tempo. What's the worst thing that can happen? I've seen this idea used in these type of lines. I hate it when my pawn structure gets like broken like that and I have to take toward the center with the c pawn. I actually don't like that. The pawn is always hard to protect, and the white just like trades it off with c3. I'd rather it be like more a normal kind of Sicilian. Guys, tomorrow I'm hosting a viewer tournament, 5+2 casual blitz here. If you'd like to be a part, show up here on Lichess at 4:30 EDT. Okay, if I play knight f6, e5, knight g4, we do this like fishing pole or whatever you want to call it. Queen e2, queen c7, rook e1, and then something crazy like f6. Looks like I'm asking for trouble there. Then again, queen c7 sort of asks for trouble too. Knight f6, e5. If I have to play d6, it feels a little passive. It's still okay for black. So calculate. There's no substitute for calculation. Knight f6, e5, knight e4, rook e1, queen c7, or f6. That actually looks pretty good for white. So I'm not going to do that and say I did. There's also queen c7, bishop d6 type of stuff. I'm just going to have to do d6 at some point. Whatever. Your bishop is on a stupid square, sir. So I can just pretend I'm playing the Scheveningen, and if you move your bishop again, you know, you can play d4, we can transpose. The pony sub-badges. I think Soltigo's anti-pony. He's more... He's more into, let's say, testosterone playing fast, man. He just doesn't let me have time. Queen c7 is not a bad move, right? I mean, I'm just waiting for like knight d5. That's not happening here. I'm just kidding, Soltigo. You have nothing against ponies. You do not discriminate. I'm just kidding. Just felt like saying something stupid. Panda Kung Fu is kind of like those movies. I know. Twitch mute streams for licensed music. Yeah, no, I don't want to be like too copyright provocative. No, I didn't really. I wouldn't call it Kung Fu Panda. Just we can have a panda though. The Fugu's fine. Chess Pastor Wales says I've been doing emotes for a few people. I'll have to start doing sub badges, not professionally, as a hobby. That's cool. I have to engage your services. So it's just like a weird closed Sicilian, basically, after all this thinking. Nothing's really happened. Or you can go into a weird open Sicilian, like a Scheveningen, with the bishop on f1. Certainly reasonable for white. Looks like a hedgehog. I mean, rook e1 is very useful. Testosterone's unpredictable. He can play very well at times. Let's see, this was the last game when I lost. Can't recall now. Oh yeah, that was a nice game by him. That was where he sacked piece with the white pieces. It may have been the same line as this. What was that? No, it was a different line. So he's a man of many different variations. Master Fugu badges. Pony was one of my favorites. It's actually Butt Stallion from Borderlands, a diamond pony. Alright. So d3. Testosterone's so capable of playing all different setups at any moment. Yeah, this closed Sicilian is enough to make you not play 1c5. But I guess anything you play against e4, if you play e4, e5, they're going to do like knight c3 and like drive you crazy. Any kind of these closed lines are just annoying to play against. It doesn't matter really if it's the French or Sicilian or e5. Here comes bishop f4. Where does Testosterone get these weird closed lines? Actually, last time he made an insane piece sacrifice. That was not really sound, but just too hard for me to defend in the simul. Okay, so we've got an hour left in the stream. Asterbait was next. He's dropped out now. Asterbait, what about your challenge, buddy? Where did it go? Now he's going with the kingside attack. The drunken kingside attack. My only hope is on time. We have a very good score against Testosterone, but I felt like he's had a lot of good positions over those 23, 24 games. I can do math. A lot of good positions to have a bad score. So guys, welcome everyone. We're playing all the subscribers and friends here to the stream. I'm going to be back tomorrow. We got an hour yet of Blitz here, trying to be instructive. This bishop b7, neutralizing the bishop on g2. I think white has played quite solidly, to say the least. It's basically like a closed Sicilian / hedgehog. White is still fine. Black is okay, albeit I have a little bit less space. So it's not my type of position for white, but I don't think he stands worse. Drunken Master. You read the copyright, etc. As long as you make the image unique to your own style. Example, Zombie Kung Fu Panda. It's totally legal. Yeah, I mean, I don't think like DreamWorks is going to go suing people for every kind of Twitch streamer with a random character that's related, you know. They don't view it as a threat. It's almost like an advertisement for them. Testosterone, just a tough player, man. Thank you guys for subscribing. Please support the stream with bit donations. Today's our first day of the week. We've got 10 from Bob. Mr. Coffee with 6. Now I'm tempted to play G5. But, you know, sometimes we have to kind of relax with these temptations. Weakening the king side is not the safest thing to do here. But maybe I could improve it with like knight e5. Then G5. My king side's still going to get ripped to shreds. So he does this. I take with the pawn, and I just try to focus on f4. Still, white is quite solid. I wouldn't want to be black against like Boris Spassky and have to win for like $1 million. Maybe now. Yeah, c4 I might break through. He's trying to get in f4, takes, then bishop d6, then e5. Gets kind of awkward. So, I mean, maybe I should do g5. It's a little ugly, but it's playable here. So, locking it down forever and ever and ever. Perhaps to my own detriment as well. But I have stuff in the center. He'll play b3 and stop c4. So then it's going to be hard for me to actually play for a win. I don't know what that's about. Queen e3. That's to avoid c4. Nevertheless, I might have c4. I don't know what he's doing with queen e3. I can't figure it out. I like to have some sort of plan. It's often bad. It's like poker. If you don't know what your opponent's doing, like you don't understand something, that's often a sign like something very bad is happening. Like you're just completely clueless, in other words. If a strong player makes a move and you can't figure out what it does, it's probably a bad sign. Like you're in a lot of trouble. The same thing in poker. If you really don't understand what they're doing, you're probably like facing four of a kind, or some overwhelmingly strong hand that you didn't even consider. H5, going for the space in the king side. So this looks like the answer. Maybe he was preparing all this long maneuver with knight g3. There's not much I can do about that. I'm going to have to just suck it up and play h4. Rufus and Doofus. Regulars and Rufus and Doofus. Slitigu he timed out Rufus and Doofus for 5 seconds. Mubat's been weird today, Rufus and Doofus. Don't take it personally. We're having some Mubat problems. There goes the king side. Yeah, he's making it difficult for me to break through here. I guess we have to play on the queen side. This is very Boris Spassky-esque, though, this whole impossible to break it down there. Now knight c1, maneuvering to b3. I don't know what I'm doing. A little hard to protect that c2. He's actually falling apart here. It just occurred to me. This can't be protected. Oh no. Alright, so it worked. But you were very solid for a long time there. Acerbate's back. You're going to take his challenge. You were lost at the end. But I think prior to that, you know, your position was really solid. So, what are we going to do with Acerbate? I'm supposed to play f4 on move 2. I have to play f4 next move. This is for s4. Where is s4? Are you still here? Did you just call me a clown? Who are you talking to? The delayed birds attack. Birds opening. Excuse me. I sound like a total noob. The birds attack. Not a thing, but it sounds cool. I came to this tour for one reason. What are you guys talking about? I'm just totally missing the conversation there. Focusing on chess. Guys, help me get up to 75 subscribers. 75 viewers average. Bring your friends, bring your enemies, and bring your wives and children. F4. Where is S4? There he is. So I finally played F4 against Asterbait here. Bob donated 3 bits up to the evil 13. The delayed bird. Bird is the word. Sesame Street. This is a Sesame Street opening. But it's going to be like, yeah, actually a Sicilian. That's the thing, like if you play the bird, you can't avoid playing the closed Sicilian. It basically is the same thing. Alright, let's just go. Elaborate plans are bad plans. I don't know about that. Soltigo, I'm happy to tell you my stream has brought more viewers and subs to your stream. I did notice that. When you look at the other channels that are most like yours, I think yours is first or second in that way. You recommend me to friends. That's awesome. So you just got QBA to host here too. Thank you, Roof Seduvus. You're 31-0. No, you're 0-31. Don't jinx me. Acerbate, don't jinx me now. We're going to play the car. This is a car. No, I'm not taking any kind of drugs. I did drink a beer, but this will not involve playing H4. Hey, what's up? I am the chess panda, and excuse me, my voice is a little strange today, but William is playing this pawn structure. He's not under the influence of any kind of drugs whatsoever, believe it or not. Yeah. So it is shaped like a car. You see, this is the front of the car. Here's the top. This is the hood over here. The car structure, it's kind of universal. Now you force the sunroof open by playing d5. I guess I could keep the tension here with various moves, like bishop g2, but I don't want to allow trade of queens. And knight d2 is very passive. I suppose queen e2 maybe could be played. It's kind of like a truck. Igloo has been called. How long can I go with just pawn moves? That should be like a new challenge, you know? Set the record of number of just pawn moves. You're going to have to donate a lot of bits to get me to do that, though. Alright, we need some pressure on the enemy position here. I remember seeing like Igor Foigl do like bishop h3 in a structure like this. Kind of King's Indian attack. Similar. I mean, it is basically a King's Indian attack. Now f5. This is definitely anti-positional. There's more than one way to skin a cat. The proverbial cat, you know. I think there's something to be said for giving up the center here. But we could go with really like if you want to play in a really drugged out manner, I guess, along the themes of this car thing, you could do like rook g1 and g4, but that seems a little over the top, honestly. Bishop h3 with the idea of h5. He could do h5, stop me from playing g4. He will weaken his structure a lot with that move, though. It's gonna take a lot of reorganization for me to get it working after that, though. Alright, I'm being creative. We'll see what Astrobate does. I don't know if he's listening to the stream, if he like gets input from me. A lot of bits, like say 17. Don't overspend, okay? Yeah. I'm obviously threatening bishop takes f5 here. You like knight g5? Yeah, knight g5 is definitely part of the program. I like the scope of my bishop on h3. I seriously considered this Emery Tate type move. Rook g1. But you play the car and then you start playing other drug-like moves. Drug-influenced moves. But the real point is g4. Okay, it's just, dude, now, alright, I'm going to lock it down. No. Reinforcement of the center. It's alright, I've got one way through. Now, if you make my life hard with h5, we're going to have a very, very tough time here. But he didn't do that. You know, you may regret not playing h5 there. We're going to go for the truest approach. Knight g5, which Arsenal mentioned at some point might be strong. He has ways to defend that, though. You know, I'm not convinced that knight g5 is the right move here. Knight g5, or you know, talk of queen h5 check. I don't know how that's going to work exactly. I really ought to develop the rest of my pieces at some point, right? Let's do that. Wow, he like pre-moved b5. Nice tactic there, but it really sacrifices a pawn. Queen a5 check, knight back. Do we want to be materialistic now? I'm going to be materialistic. I don't buy it. Man, Astrobate is like blitzing. Now he's threatening. Not clear what he's threatening. He's still not threatening anything. He's moving too fast. Ice cream sandwiches. I had one of those yesterday. I didn't realize I was so prone to being hacked. Well, I don't normally play like that queenside castle style. I used to. I used to play much more like that on a regular basis. Arsenal fan. But as I played stronger and stronger players over the years, I toned it down. Astrobate's moves seem a little bit random, you know. b5 and then knight g6. I thought these moves were like a little bit disconnected. The knight e7, as strange as it is blocked there, it was protecting f5, which I thought was a good thing. The b5 was interesting, sacrificing a pawn. Probably not sound, but you know, at least he distracts me from what I'm trying to do. But it looks like now he's just losing his center. So this was a fail for black. Can you try play more like that against me, please? More like what? What precisely? The black central meltdown. Ice cream sandwiches are better than cones. Guys are distracting me. Don't talk about food before dinner, especially not dessert. I really ought to just castle here. I mean, let's get out. Get out and be done with it. King on h1. Look at this. I love this. He's got nothing. The center. Oh my gosh. The center from another galaxy. f5. f5 is coming. Go into business. So f5 was the plan, right? Now he's actually going to castle, so I've got to think about this. I don't really want to let him castle, but I don't know that I could stop him. Knight g5, maybe. is surprisingly delicious. With a subtle threat of knight f7. Some other things as well. This is actually really strong. We'll stop him from castling once and for all. Or not. But we'll not and say we did. Master had that move. That's actually a pretty good D. I think I screwed this up. Maybe it would be most sensible to trade queens. Oh my gosh, he has knight f3 check. And Astrobate will find that. So I like have to take with the pawn. And that's disappointing. I think he's pre-moving too much. He's a pre-move-aholic. I don't know if he's putting up a fight. He's trying, though. He shouldn't be alive at this stage because I missed something pretty obvious that he could castle. He was pretty dead prior to that. Still, we clearly have a great position. But I could easily fall asleep here at the switch. The crow. He should definitely be dead now. And he's still alive. Okay, that's really mental. Really, really mental. Sacrificing a piece. There's no substitute for just brute force calculation. This looks grim. How long has that queen f7 check been there? I had that before, right? No, it just appeared after knight takes e5. Good to know. I didn't miss that. I actually almost did. King h8 now. It's over. I mean, e7, with a pass pawn like that, that doesn't look good. And we don't need to do anything fancy. He's gonna get that e7 pawn. It's too late. Too late for black here. Being materialistic. We got the birds in the house. Alfred Hitchcock style. The birds. Hootie and the Blowfish. Not one to give up. Now, if this was a simul, I'd be furious. But I don't care if it's an individual game. I'm not going to complain. Astrobate has saved games worse than this against lower-rated opponents. Most likely. That is... It's not deep enough to be like a hawk. It's a smaller bird. We have hawks where I live. They're like kind of scary. They just take away small animals. It's kind of disturbing. Alright, we'll hold on to this pawn. So the bird is the word. I live in a nature preserve. No, I'm just kidding. How are we going to mate him? Come up with something creative. Yeah. Stalemate. No stalemates. It's a good thing your A pawn can move. This would be stalemate city. He still found a way to defend. Dude, that's so annoying. I should under promote or something. This is maximum power. Knight h7 check. Bob, are you trying to provoke Mubot or something? Pedigree Hawk. Aiming for a rabbit. Oh, yeah. They love the rabbits, man. That's just lunch. Kind of feel sorry for those little bunnies. They're just all naive sitting there. Next thing you know, they're wiped off the face of the earth. Oh, it's no bigger than a crow, and it picked up a rabbit? Like a little bunny? Yeah, these things are pretty big. I don't know what kind of hawk it is. They circle around. Alright, Acerbate. He's still gonna hang for a couple more moves. Where's my waiting move now? I have to mate him on the other side. Bird is the word. Pre-move. Alright. That took a long time. I don't think my technique was the best there. I'm going to play Nefedov next. One of our last subscribers. Alright, Bob. No more mom jokes. You're on the blacklist. You're in trouble. Alright. So Nefedov, what do we do? I played my f4. I don't know, as s4 was here. Is that why he's s4? He should be f4, not s4. What are we going to do with Nefedov? We'll play g3, something to get him out of his thing. And he always does the same stuff to Slav. Oh, the Slav makes me crazy. How can I stop the Slav? Can't stop the Slav. We did get him to play some kind of King's Indian, though. And it's actually not a King's Indian. Because of this. Yeah, you really don't have reason to... I mean, honestly, Acerbate, there's no reason to use pre-moves in this time control. You know, it's just not necessary. At 7+3, even 5+3, it's really not necessary to even use it. Alright. So Nefedov is playing the Pirts. That's interesting. How's his Pirts theory these days? How's your Pirts theory, Mr. Nefedov? C5 I recommended in a recent stream. It's really wimpy to take on C5. Actually, how's Nefedov's dragon theory? Non-existent, right? Let's test his dragon theory. Pavel playing the Sicilian dragon. I don't think he really has anything better than to transpose to a Fianchetto dragon here. D5 I've played before. I'm not sure if it's more accurate to play H3 or knight E2. Not blocking the F pawn is kind of an important concept in the, as opposed to the King's Indian. It's even in the King's Indian too, but it's just important. You need this pawn to be like really playing in the game early. Yeah, I tried to make him play the King's Indian, but he played C5, so now it's the dragon. Fianchetto dragon. You're saying Fischer played this for white? I don't remember. I haven't looked at all Fischer's games, just the more famous ones. My 60 memorable games. Some others. Fischer was famous for playing like the King's Indian attack. So Bishop D7 might be a good move. I'm not an authority on this, but I should know it better than him, since I play the black side of the dragon. Definitely no excuse for not knowing more than my opponent here, who doesn't even play the Sicilian. Guess we're castling kingside. Okay, now there's the choice of knight b3, bishop e3, or knight e2. Guess knight e2 is kind of like the standard. This might be a theoretical position. Pavel's fared well so far. I'm handling it pretty well, I have to say. Someone who doesn't play this opening. Only 2 blunders. Pawn was on d3. Yeah, I mean, he played the King's Indian attack a lot. He liked to play pawn on d3. Fischer, that is, in his early career. Before we started playing the Open Sicilian. Well, I mean, I don't remember exactly. Fischer would play d3 maybe in certain openings. So, guys, is the St. Louis tournament on today, or is there like a rest day? Queen a5, very active move. Looking at like queen h5. Probably not appropriate here. But what shall I do? Bishop e3? Bishop e3 or not? There's also knight d5. Cutting him off. Knight d5, knight takes d5, pawn takes d5. And then his knight is sort of awkward. I guess he can go to e5, though. That's not so bad for black. Pavel's handling this really well. He's also not had to use too much time. So I feel like I'm surprised how well he's handled an opening he doesn't normally play. Queen a5 even looks okay. Just leaving it there, not trying to do something stupid like play queen h5. What am I supposed to do? Knight d5, not so great. Rook b1. It's a weird move, isn't it? Very weird move. Some kind of b4 type of things. Maybe b3. Get my rook off the diagonal. Now I'm playing like the Spassky closed Sicilian. You like f4, g4, but okay, I mean, to be honest, another bird noise. f4. Really strange. A different bird noise now. Doesn't even sound real. Sounds like a fake bird to me. Rook b1. It's like a fake bird with a real bird answering. I told you turkey farm that we had turkeys. There could be a turkey. They're making freaky noises out there. It's the second day in a row. Then the crow gets in on the action. There's all kinds of birds here. Alright, the b3. This keeps knights off of c4. And then we're going to fianchetto here. This is not my favorite type of position. Black should absolutely be okay here. But we can also say that about most of Carlsen's victims. In almost every game, it's like, well, black had a perfectly okay position. Then what happened? Oh no, Nefedov, you wouldn't even try to take that pawn, would you? You're not serious about this. Knight takes a2. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, you can do that. That's gonna get pretty weird. Knight takes a2. I mean, there's gotta be something for me there. This queen is all messed up. Can't believe it. Don't I have any sort of tactic like e5? Knight takes a2, knight takes a2, queen takes e2, a2, knight c3, he just goes back. Like a6. The Pet Cemetery. Nefedov. Really, wow. Rook A1 is the other option. Then rook takes C3? Oh, that's interesting. Rook takes C3, knight takes C3, knight takes C3, queen D2, and then gotta move his queen, then I take, and I win the exchange there. So he can't do rook takes C3. He has to do knight takes C3. Then I can recapture with the knight. He plays something like queen B6 and he's just up a pawn. That's great. But if I take with the bishop, then he has to move his queen to another good square, C5. Everything's okay for black. Alright, this is pretty disturbing. Seems like white should have something. Man. I don't know what to do. Nefedov playing the dragon like a boss. He also won against me. What was that, in a simul? Won against me brilliantly in the simul, and the last game was a draw. It's like the third game he's played really well. I was handling him pretty well until that. Man, this is weird. I just can't believe you can get away with taking a pawn like that and there's no answer. Rook A1, knight takes C3, knight takes C3, queen B6. It's the birds are bothering me. It's the stupid birds. I don't know, man. Just lost my A pawn. That's the best I could come up with. That type of variation, but it's not convincing. I don't know what to do. I'm just losing my pawn. He's a fearless. He's a fearless. What if we try something different? Maybe I have an idea. Here? That seems stupid, actually. Long think, wrong think, right? Take, take there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm down a pawn. Just accept it and move on, right? Without freaking out or something. Just down a pawn for nothing. It's great. I don't get it, man. There's no refutation. Rook A1 did nothing. I mean, Rook A1. Was there something there? Queen takes A2, Rook A1. Queen takes B2. Avocado gambit. Rook A1 somewhat dubious. Now I'm just down a pawn. Congratulations to me for that fine play. Just accept that I'm down a pawn and move on. Can't believe I was outplayed in the opening by a guy who doesn't even play this opening. Very strange. Maybe Nefedov should be playing the dragon, not E4, E5. Alright. Zero compensation. That's another good move. But I blame it on the birds. I mean, it's ridiculous. Can I even concentrate? No, I'll accept a draw. I'm a pawn down. Look at this guy. He just takes on a2. There's nothing I can do. The best is take c4, which I didn't even consider. Bishop d7 is a very important move. I think this is actually possibly more accurate than knight c6. He knows that. This is apparently main line, and now he played queen a5. Most people played rook c8 there. I don't see anything wrong with queen a5. So my novelty with rook b1 is not really appreciated here. The knight d5, I didn't think this was anything. Here, I looked at this as like the first thing I looked at. I didn't think this was so bad for black. Okay, knight d4, maybe. Maybe we do have something here. Joseph Ryan. It's not convincing though. It's 0.1 advantage to white. Okay, guys, that's it for the subscribers today. We're gonna take anybody else with 100 games. Kazim, he's got bullet games. All right, we'll play this. Casual 7+3. Can I sub to you using cigarettes? Nope, that doesn't work. Maybe 10 years ago. Alright. Kazim. Our first non-subscriber challenge. So I got 20 minutes left. We got time for at least 2 games. Bombas was here, he left. Arizonov, I don't play rated on my stream. Except for very rare occasions. Guys, what's up? Greed is good. So is there a round in the chess tournament in St. Louis today? Or is it already a rest day, was my question. I was just curious. So Kazim. What's the best game you thought you ever played? Oh, I don't know, man. No idea. I'm my own harshest critic, so in my mind, like, none of my games are good. I would maybe like write a collection of my games, but I still would, like, even if I put in paper like my best 30 games in a book or something, I think I'd still have a hard time. So I made one inaccuracy. What, all draws today? They're getting tired after 2 rounds. What game got you to 2460? What are you guys talking about? Bob, what are you talking about? Bob lives in cigarette country, where they grow the stuff. Right, Bob? The Carolinas or something? Alright, knight f3, castles, king's Indian defense. Don't know why you offer draws like that. You do, because he's scared he's gonna lose, man. This is one of the most common things I see people do, and it's like a natural, you know. But in an unrated game, I agree. You know, if it was like a tournament game, and you have the fear of messing it up, I can see offering a draw. I mean, my first tournament game I ever played, I was unrated. I was playing a guy who was like 1799, and that's like, he was huge. It was a section, it was like under 1800. My opponent was like the top seed or second seed. My first tournament, that doesn't make sense. I don't know how that would have been, but maybe it wasn't the first game. It was like the second game. Does that make sense? Maybe he wasn't the top seed. I don't understand how it happened. Anyways, the guy was one of the top seeds in my section, and it was my first rated game. I was like 2 pawns up, and I offered a draw because I was scared. You know, I was gonna mess it up. Well, I'm trying to make 2 moves in a row here. You grow tobacco and eat it for dinner. That's pretty gross, man. Bishop g5, that's a rare move, but maybe not a bad move. That'll make you pretty sick, man, eating tobacco. So, wouldn't recommend it. Living in my head there. Too early to really comment on the St. Louis tournament. Look at this guy. To do like knight g4, e5, h3. This is a mistake, giving up the dark squared bishop. So normally I would play e5, but here it's almost tempting to play a Benoni now, because my bishop is so strong on g7. That's not my original plan, but I'm ad-libbing. Knight on a6 is not exactly ideal, but we've got this totally insane bishop on g7. My worst game is easy to remember. There was this FIDE master who's a friend of mine, Alex Cherniak, and we had this game at the Boylston Chess Club Championship, and for whatever reason it got postponed. It's like a round-robin championship tournament. It got postponed, and we usually played in this big open room with a lot of boards, but for some reason, like, there was another tournament going on. We decided to play in like this back room that was like really small, and I wasn't really used to playing in there or whatever. We were just like all alone. There was no one there. It didn't even feel like it was like a real tournament, and Alex had a good score against me, but I don't know why. It was the opening. It was like I was white. It was around move 7, and I just had a knight on g5 with white in an English, like he had played e4, pushed the knight to g5. It was protected by a bishop on c1, and I just thought forever whether to play like a setup where I develop my bishop on g2 or e3, or e3 bishop e2. And I just played like e3 and hung my knight on g5. It was like move 7 or something, move 6 or 7. Just dropped a piece like that. And everybody thought I was on drugs or something. And how can you explain, like, someone who's like 2300 USCF just dropping a piece on move 6? Like, that's ridiculous. Wow. So white's position here, the symmetrical structure, maybe it's not that bad if he can just like trade some pieces and stuff. I was thinking bishop d3, I'll play f5, I guess. Keep him off of that very key e4 square. Just dropped a piece in 7 moves. That's my worst game ever. Easy to remember. The worst one's always, yeah. But in general, I actually black out the bad games usually. This one was so bad, though, I could never forget it. The medium bad games, I'll just like erase from my memory. It sounds like, Soltigo, are you talking about someone smoking Cuban cigars? Those people in Cuba who've been smoking cigars since they were like 3 years old, they live to 100. They inhale. Yeah, that's what it sounds like you're referencing. Our viewership is dropping off. Alright guys, we're going to end the stream after the next game. We got one more. Very strong bishop on g7 unopposed. This takes away the e4 square from the white pieces. That's key. What I don't like is the symmetrical nature of the pawn structure. It's still hard to make progress. He's just like vacuuming the board, it looks like. I guess queen f6. Hoover Nation. For those of you who don't know what a Hoover is, besides being a former president of the United States, it's like a traditional vacuum cleaner company. So, in America, Europeans might not appreciate that. The Hoover is when you just like vacuum the board and like trade all the pieces off. Looks like what I was expecting here. Now he totally changed gears with rook b1, which looks like a good move as well. Maybe I should start hoovering. Well, he can't play b4 because the c3 knight will hang, so this is kind of like momentarily pointless. I'm ready to play b5. Bob, there is no other streamer better than me. And that's what you meant to say. I know. Not to correct you or anything. Nice maneuver here. Knight f4. I'm like frozen. Do I want to play f5 or g5? I mean. Rook e4. I guess I can do that, at least. Does that even do anything? Not really. He played knight g3 quickly. This guy's pretty good. Alright, so b5. Actually, black has problems with this queen move too. Gotta be a little careful there. This is a passive move, b3. Guess we can go like Magnus with a5. This was one of my pawn structures. In my game with Magnus, I had the vortex with white, and Magnus got me with the a5, a4 break. But Kazim's pawn would have to be back on a2 to enact a Magnus for me. But I didn't want his queen coming into a5. Alright, so what do we do now? Another locked game. I could take, but it gives him play along the b file. Hopefully that space will be enough. Maybe I can even sack a piece on a4 later on. Knight a8, double exclam. Knight b6, and then sack on a4. We'll try to do a piece sacrifice in the endgame once we trade the queens and rooks off. Gotta clear the air here. Normally I wouldn't accept this guy as an opponent because he doesn't have 100 games. He has just 37 games. Okay, he has enough chess 960, but barely. So mostly I'm asking people to have more games in general. Last game coming up, guys. How about this endgame? He's played really well. It's very hard for me to make progress. Maybe I could have played queen c3 there, tried it that way. So he has tricks, perhaps with trading queens and playing h5 to break up my pawn structure. I'm seriously gonna have a hard time doing the sacrifice I mentioned because of other stuff. This is kind of crazy. Queen b1, wow. Alright. That's an insane move. So f4. Whew, man, this guy's pretty tough. Threatening h5. Not trading queens. Not too many people have the guts to make that move. With less time, nonetheless. Maybe I should play h5. Screw it. Not letting him play h5 for once and all. I also have like my knight coming in. I think this was a good decision to play h5. Very, very few options really. Crazy long game to play. These symmetrical kings Indians, it's like a 4 pawns attack, although that would be on f4. Or Benoni, whatever. Benoni, symmetrical Benonis tend to be really long maneuvering struggles. Like this. I wanted to put my knight on f6. Now I put my bishop there. He found a defense to that too. That is annoying. They just keep coming. Really tough position after defend with white with the bishop on f1. Very little time. Really amazing. Wonder if I'm even able to make progress here. Get my queen to... I want to get my knight to f6 actually. If I let him in here, though... Traded. I didn't think he was going to trade. There's like knight d3. Very strong maneuvering skills. Illegal move. I was talking about this earlier. Seems like a really good try to win. And we just go. Just go. The last pawn. All right, last game. Does this guy have 100 games? Yeah. He's gonna beat me in chess 960 again. That'll be interesting. We'll give him another chance to beat me as the last game in the stream, like last time. Wasn't it? Wasn't the game I lost last time? If he's here, if not, we'll play someone else. Kishi. I just resigned last time I played this guy in like 20 moves. It was also chess 960. Apparently I beat him in some kind of normal chess. Okay, what's up, guys? End of the stream. We'll see you tomorrow. 5+2 Blitz Arena tournament tomorrow night, 4:30 EDT. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Thank you for the donation there, Bob17. And Rufus and Doofus with 14. And Mr. Coffee with 6. Crazy. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Last game for today. He played, like, perfectly the last game in Chess 960. It was a little disturbing, but maybe he just had a freak perfect game. Soltigo is working. It's working. I don't have any classical games. Are you guys talking about me? No. I had to feign gratitude for the pathetic donations. That's alright, guys. I don't expect donations every day. I appreciate any support I can get. Well, not too many people have classical games here, you know. Hard to get the queen out already. Maybe G6 is the best hope. Is Mubot back to full strength now? You only get about 25 bits a day watching ads. But thank you so much, Rufus and Doofus. Bob does not speak for everyone. Bob speaks a lot. But he doesn't carry a big stick. Fortunately. Mubot is good now. Alright. Last game for today. I'm sorry that it's the Chess 960 is the last one. I'm kind of spaced out. I don't know if I'm really up for this. But I do think it's unfair if people cheat. I agree. I mean, I get concerned about cheating all the time, and I think it's something we shouldn't just, you know, brush under the rug. Which is a tendency a lot of people have. They want to just brush it under the rug, you know. And I think today's political climate, that's clearly been pointed out as not a good thing. But at the same time, we don't want to obsess about the cheating issue, which tends to really be polarizing and upset me and a lot of other people. So we're not going to just obsess on it. But I think we should address it, you know, when it comes up and not hide from it. Definitely. All right, let's focus. I guess I was thinking about castling kingside, but that starts to look like kind of a weird idea here. So I just do like d6. Luckily my knight is doing something. Okay, this is getting weird. No, Bob, I disagree. I couldn't just disagree with you longer. I mean, more. It's like, no, accusing people of cheating because your fragile ego is bruised by a loss is worse than cheating itself. It is not worse than cheating itself. I mean, it's another crime in a way, but I can't even remotely agree with that, dude. Cheating is like the worst thing you could do. I mean, in a game. It just destroys the game. Absolutely. I think that's a ridiculous comment, dude. That's one of your more ridiculous comments ever. Alright, so he found this move. Very strong resource here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe knight d4. Can I do knight d4, knight f6? There's bishop g5 check. Knight d4, bishop. This is just weird. There's also knight h6. Okay, this is just a crazy position. Maybe I should have done knight f4. But I'm getting distracted by this ridiculous conversation and here. Basically trading stuff. I'm gonna have to put my king on c7, I guess. Queen g7. Like rook e7. This is pretty awkward. So now white is like better. Any mistakes by white yet? I'm arguing against cheating, Bob. I have a strong experience with facing cheating in real tournaments. So it's pretty disgusting. And you should be banned from chess for life, like if you do it in a tournament game. Why would I accuse an innocent person? I would accuse people I think are guilty, not innocent people. Alright, dude. You're just like spamming the chat now. It's a little bit much. Let's just drop it. I really don't need this kind of stuff. Alright, we're just going to end this discussion now because it's just kind of distracting from the stream. I'm going to like time Bob out and we're going to drop it. But it really detracts from a stream when people start trolling the way that Bob is here. Yeah, Bob went too far this time, and it's not the first time. Wait, I have h6? No, it's just irritating when you just totally destroy my stream by dominating the conversation with a really troll-like focus on one thing. Instead of what I'm trying to do, you know. So, yeah. It's getting too much now. We might have to like ban him or something. I don't know. It's just totally over the top. Usually he behaves a little better here. But it's the last time. h6. What's white going to do? He could have taken the exchange straight away and he didn't. Do you have some sort of resource here? Yeah, Mr. Coffee. The Red Sox lost yesterday. Looking forward to the game. Should be starting right about now. Knight h5 has been played. Okay, I have bishop g4 check as well, but that doesn't seem to be very helpful. So I have to take this. We're just up a piece now? Well, that's weird. Having a good year. Okay, guys, I'm tired. We're out of here. I really thought I was going to lose this. Didn't look good. But that's it for today. It's been a long stream, 2.5 hours. I'm kind of burned out. You don't think it was necessary to ban him? I didn't ban him. Did I ban him? Whoa. I just timed him out, man. I didn't ban him. We didn't ban him, dude. But I wanted to ban him. I'm close to banning him. I just timed him out, man. But I wouldn't ban him yet. But I'm close to it. Anyway. So don't worry. We'll be here to have more arguments. He'll be back to have more arguments on the stream and distract from what we're really trying to focus on. So don't fear, Arsenal fan. I just couldn't take it anymore right now. I will see you guys later. It was a good stream overall. A little more patience will make everyone calm. Exactly, like next time. We'll be back tomorrow with the viewer tournament 5+2. It's going to be 5+2 casual here, Sparkle Horse Arena at 4:30 EDT. Sometimes we all need a timeout. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the stream. And once again, thank you guys for watching the stream. Yeah. Bye-bye. So the panda. Alright, guys. You know, sorry about that, Bob. That would time you out. But everybody needed a break. Alright? We'll see you later. Tomorrow. 4:30 EDT. Bye-bye.